Okay, I want you to picture this. We're in the throne room of Egypt. You've got these massive colonnades, light streaming through, catching the dust in the air. And there, on the throne, is Joseph. He's the viceroy, the second most powerful man in the world, and his face is just a complete mask. You can't read him. And before him, you have these 10 men, his brothers, bowing so low their faces are almost hitting the floor. They're terrified, they're desperate, and they have absolutely no idea who they're talking to. The tension is just, wow, it's off the charts. But here's the thing. Underneath all that fear and power, there's this hidden current, this sense of a grander purpose. And if you could see what Joseph was seeing, you'd see these shimmering blueprints floating above them, the dreams from all those years ago, the sheaves of wheat, the stars, the sun, the moon, all bowing to him. And you'd realize these aren't just old memories. They are the active schematics for a massive spiritual project that's about to be executed.
And Joseph remembered the dreams. This single line, this is the pivot point for everything that comes next. It's the key that turns the whole lock. And it immediately throws us into this huge mystery. Because right after he remembers, Joseph starts doing things that, let's be honest, seem incredibly cruel. He calls his brothers spies, he throws them in jail, he demands they bring their youngest brother, Benjamin, which he knows will absolutely crush their old father. So, what is going on here? Is this just cold, hard revenge from a man who was sold into slavery by these very people? Or is it something else entirely? Something much bigger, much more profound?
Well, to figure that out, we are going to go deep. We're going to start by asking if this is really about vengeance. Then we'll get into the dream's source code, map out the whole thing on the architecture of the soul, and see how Joseph is basically debugging his fractured family. We'll look at why Benjamin is the final, crucial node, and then we'll watch the whole system come online. All right, let's jump in.
So, first up, was this a test of vengeance? It's the most natural question, right? I mean, this is Yosef HaTzadik, Joseph the Righteous. This is a man who resisted incredible temptation, who kept his faith even when he was forgotten in a dungeon. Are we supposed to believe that his first move after all that is just to get back at his brothers for what they did 20 years ago? You know, the simple reading of the text might point that way, but the Zohar and the great Kabbalists, they tell us, no, he's got to look way, way deeper than that.
And this really forces us to make a choice in how we see this whole story. Are we watching a human drama about revenge, or are we witnessing a divine process of repair? Is Joseph trying to make his brothers feel the pain he felt, or is he running a playbook from a higher source to fix something that was fundamentally broken? One is about the past, the other is all about the future.
And check this out. This chart really breaks down the two different ways of looking at it. On one side, you've got vengeance. It's personal, it's emotional, it's about punishment, and it's basically a reaction to the past. But then you have the Kabbalistic view, which uses this incredible concept called Tikun, which means rectification or repair. And from that angle, everything Joseph does is impersonal and purposeful. It's not about punishing, it's about correcting. It's creative. He's not reacting to the past, he's actively building the future that was shown to him in his dreams. He's not trying to destroy his family, he's trying to integrate it.
Okay, so that leads us right into part 2, the dream's source code. And the master key for all of this is that one Hebrew word we started with, by Yesod, and he remembered. Now, for us, remembering is passive, right? You just recall something from the past. But in the language of Kabbala, to remember, in this context, is an active verb. It's an active implementation. It means to bring something into reality. It's like executing a command. And to get that, you have to change how you think about a dream, a halom. According to the Holy Ari, a prophetic dream isn't just some random fantasy your brain cooks up. It's a divine data packet. Think of it like a cosmic zip file, containing the blueprint for a future perfected reality. And get this, the numerical value, the gematria, of the word halom is the same as 3 times the holy name of God, Yahweh. That's a huge clue right there, telling us that these dreams didn't come from Joseph's subconscious. They came from the highest spiritual source. They were never just about him. They were the architectural plans for the entire nation of Israel.
The Zohar nails it with this line. A dream that is not interpreted is like a letter that is not read. Think about that. A letter that's sitting on your desk, unopened, is useless. Its message is stuck. The Zohar is telling us that a dream isn't just a movie you watch. It's a message that needs you to engage with it to make it real. So when Joseph remembered, he wasn't just thinking back. He was finally opening the envelope and starting to follow the instructions he'd been carrying for 22 years. So let's use a tech analogy to make this super clear. His 2 dreams, the sheaves for the physical world, the stars for the spiritual world,
That's the source code. It's a pre-written divine program for the destiny of his family. Joseph himself, he's the executor. He's the CPU that has to run this program in the real, messy world of famine and politics. And that word, via Zakor, he remembered? That's him typing into the command line and hitting enter. That's the command, run program.
All right, so we get the what, he's running a divine program, but what about the how? How does it actually work? Well, for that, we have to stop seeing Jacob's family as just a bunch of people. We have to see them as archetypal energies, as different parts of that divine structure we call the Sephirot, or the tree of life. This isn't just a family fight. It's a cosmic realignment playing out in human form. The absolute key to this whole structure is the Sephirah called Yesod, which literally means foundation. Yesod is the great connector. It's like the main pipeline or the funnel that gathers all the higher energies, like wisdom, love, discipline, harmony, and channels them down into our physical world, which is the final Sephirah, Malkut. And the person who embodies Yesod is known as the Tzaddik, the righteous one, the one who acts as the bridge between heaven and earth. And the Holy Ari in Sha'ar HaPasukim just comes right out and says it. Yosef is the Yesod, plain and simple. This means Joseph isn't just a character in the story. He is the pipeline. He is the divine project manager, and it's his job to manage the flow of all this spiritual energy to get the project built.
So where's all that energy going? It's flowing down to the final destination, Malchut, the kingdom. Malchut is all about receptivity. It's the vessel. It's like the moon that doesn't have its own light, but perfectly reflects the sun. It's the earth that receives the seed and allows life to grow. And in our story, the crucial inner point of this receptive vessel is Benjamin. He's the missing piece. He's the part of the system that needs to be brought online to receive the energy that Joseph is channeling.
And now we can finally start to understand Joseph's strange behavior. This brings us to Section 4, debugging a fractured family. Look, if Joseph is the pipeline and his job is to build the kingdom of 12 tribes, he can't just open the floodgates. The system is broken. The other pipes, his brothers, are fractured by years of jealousy and guilt. So what seems like cruelty isn't punishment. It's a series of diagnostic tests. It's a cosmic stress test, like a firewall, checking the system's integrity before he can let the full power flow through.
Here are two really simple ways to think about it. For kids, you could say it's like a video game. Joseph is the high-level player who has to create a tough quest for his teammates to help them level up so they can finally unlock the last essential member of the team, Benjamin. For adults, it's cosmic engineering. Joseph is the chief engineer who has to run a series of stress tests on all the broken parts to make sure they can handle the load before the whole system goes live. So let's trace the steps of his debug. Step 1, the accusation. You're spies. This forces them to act as a single unit and declare their identity. We are 12 brothers. That's the initial system integrity check. Step 2, he imprisons Shimon. He takes the most aggressive part of the system offline to test the others. Will they just leave him behind like they did with Joseph? It's a component stress test. Step 3, the demand for Benjamin. This is where he initiates the integration protocol. He makes it non-negotiable. The missing node has to be brought into the system. And finally, step 4, the planted goblet. This is the final authentication test. He puts them in the exact same situation as before. Will they abandon another brother to save themselves, or have they finally changed? You can even see this as a kind of spiritual alchemy, moving through colors. It starts in the stage of concealment. Everything is fragmented, hidden. There's tension, accusation. You can feel it in colors of gray and red. Then, the tests push them into the stage of rectification. This is about repentance, teshuvah. It's about pure intention, which you can see as white and green. And finally, once the tests are passed, you reach fulfillment. Joseph reveals himself. The family is unified. It's a moment of majestic completion, shining with the royal colors of blue and gold. And the ultimate goal of all of this is the number 12. 12 isn't just a number of people. It's the number of systemic completion. You have the 12 tribes, the 12 months of the year, the 12 constellations of the zodiac. It represents a perfect, complete, stable structure. Joseph's whole algorithm is about getting the system from a broken state of 10 or 11 up to the complete, holy architecture of 12. That's the whole point. All the other numbers in the story are part of this code too. The 10 brothers who show up represent a state of incompletion. The 2 dreams are the dual blueprints, one for the spiritual world, one for the physical, that have to be brought together. And the 7 years of plenty and 7 of famine, they correspond to the 7 lower Sephirot, the emotional attributes through which this whole drama plays out. The key thing to realize is none of this is random. It's all part of a very precise divine plan. So let's zoom in on that final missing piece. Section 5, Benjamin, the final node. I mean, why was it so important to get him there? Why couldn't Joseph just say, "Hey guys, it's me," to the 10 of them? The reason is that without Benjamin, the entire system simply cannot work. The repair, the Tikun, would be incomplete. It would be like building a circuit but leaving a crucial wire disconnected. Now this is where we get into a really deep Kabbalistic idea. For divine energy to truly manifest in the world, you need two kinds of light. Joseph, as Yesod, represents what's called Or Yashar, or direct light. It's the energy flowing down from above. Think of him as the projector. But for that light to actually form an image, you need a screen. You need a vessel that is striving upwards to receive it. That is called Or Choser, the returning light. And Benjamin embodies that returning light. He is the screen. Joseph is giving, Benjamin is receiving. You need both to complete the circuit. He wasn't just another brother. He was the other half of the connection. And that brings us to the grand finale. The system comes online. Judah passes the final test. He offers himself as a slave instead of Benjamin, showing total self-sacrifice and finally fixing the original sin of what they did to Joseph. The brothers have leveled up. Benjamin, the final node, is now fully integrated. The connection between Yesod and Malkut is made. The system is debugged, it's stable, and it is ready for the full download of divine energy. The program is about to end successfully. And then he says it, "I am Joseph." And you have to understand, this isn't just a shocking reveal. This is the system password. This is the moment the program resolves and its true purpose is unlocked. Joseph's real identity as the Yesod who has been running this whole operation from behind the scenes is finally revealed. The light floods the system. The broken pieces snap back together into one whole unit. And his very next question, "Is my father still alive?" That's him plugging this newly fixed system of 12 back into its source, his father Jacob. The Tikun is complete, the system is online, and now as a unified holy nation, they are finally ready for their destiny in Egypt. So you see, the story of Joseph and his brothers is so much more than a tale of jealousy and forgiveness. It's a divine algorithm, a blueprint for how to take something that's shattered and make it whole again. Thank you so much for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We really hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please do us a favor and like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which part of this journey really touched your soul. We'll see you in the next chapter.